Thank you so very, very much, and welcome to 1986 and another great hour of Continental Championship Wrestling. Let me just say that due to the tremendous set of circumstances that have occurred during the past 2 weeks and the last week of 1985, we're going to take just a couple of moments at the onset of the program to tell you about, well, some disastrous news regarding Roy Lee Welch and some very exciting news. First of all, let me bring in my good friend, C. Ronald West. You perhaps know him better as Ronnie West, the troubleshooting referee for the NWA, and also the events coordinator for Continental Championship Wrestling. And you are taking on some awesome duties, Ron.
That's right, Gordon. Before I get started back, I'd like to say, throughout my travels around the NWA, it's a pleasure to be back with the #1 host in professional wrestling, Gordon Soley.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Like you said, there are some problems coming up with Roy Lee Welch, which the junior heavyweight champion is up for grabs, and also the new event coordinator, which I will be going out all the smaller cities around, large cities, anything. If anybody that would like to sponsor Continental Championship Wrestling, contact me and we'll definitely set up a date, bring the stars of Continental Wrestling to your area.
All right, now we're talking about high school gymnasiums with a portion of the proceeds going to the athletic fund and various civic organizations and all of that around the state, right?
That's right. It's a good way if somebody likes, to raise some money for any kind of cause. We'll definitely be in contact with them.
Okay, so I'll tell you what, later on during the program, we'll be flashing up the number where you can reach C. Ronald West, and as I say, call him Ronnie because that's what he prefers. Now, one other thing, Ron, the situation with the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship, a real tough break, and I don't mean that as a pun for Roy Lee Welch.
That's right. As a member of the NWA, Bob Geiger brought me, he told me about what had happened to Roy Lee, and it's going to be a very complicated thing to see what will happen here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this very special tag team event, special 15-minute time limit. First of all, in the ring at a combined weight of 430 pounds, here are Larry Clark and the Inferno. And ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the ringside, their opponents at a combined weight of 444 pounds, here are Tommy and Johnny Rich.
Tommy Wildfire Rich and Johnny Crash Rich going up against Larry Clark. He's the one with the beard, and the Inferno. One with a mask, and it's Johnny Rich moving out first against Clark. One fall event here on Continental Championship Wrestling. Good spin under takedown by Johnny Crash Rich. By the way, let me remind you once again, if you're an athletic director at a high school or a member of a civic club in your community, and you'd like to have Continental Championship Wrestling in your community, providing we have a proper facility, such as a high school gymnasium or a building suitable, then call C. Ronald West, our events coordinator, and you'll be seeing the number on your screen. Call C. Ronald West and talk to him about the possibility. Perhaps we can help you in a fundraiser and bring you the finest in Continental Championship Wrestling. Tommy Rich out there now. Beautiful double teaming there. Excellent double drop kick. Johnny Rich has him up. Clark in trouble. And Rich drove that knee right into the prefrontal lobe. Caught him coming on. Perfectly executed power slam. Clark came away from it before the count, however. Drives the knee. Tommy Rich looking strong. The Inferno moves in, breaks it up. Referee Roy George sends him out once again. Clark now with a side headlock. Tag is made. And it's Johnny Rich who had made the tag. Caught him with a beautiful lariat. As the Inferno moves in, it's Johnny Rich and Tommy Rich now. Exploding. Wait a minute. Johnny Rich hurdled to one side as the Nightmares hit the ring. Double suplex by the Nightmares. Rich in trouble. Now they're catching Johnny Rich outside the ring. Now what are they doing? They've got Johnny Rich outside the ring and in trouble. Meanwhile, Clark and what are they doing? Oh, no. No, they're literally tar and feathering Johnny Rich outside the ring. Tommy Rich, unaware of what's happening. Johnny Rich being doused with feathers by the Nightmares. And there's Tommy Rich outside the ring. But the Nightmares, well, we'll be talking to these Nightmares in just a moment. We'll be talking to the Nightmares in just a moment. Championship Wrestling returns to Birmingham at Boutwell Auditorium Monday night. Match time is 8 p.m. It's the 8th annual Night of Champions. In a Southeastern Tag Team Championship, Tommy and Johnny Rich against the Nightmares. In a $20,000 bounty match, the Bullet against Mr. Olympia. The Continental title, Brad Armstrong against Robert Fuller. The Alabama title, Roberto Soto against Boomer H. Lynch. The Southeastern title, Norvell Austin, seconded by Lady Maxine against the exotic Adrian Street, seconded by Miss Linda. And the U.S. Junior title as well. Well, I've just witnessed one of the most deplorable acts of bad sportsmanship in my life.
That's not bad sportsmanship. They wanted somebody to wear a chicken suit. They wanted somebody to get their hair cut. Well, baby, it looks like we made our own chicken. Who's having the last laugh now? Hey, Johnny Rich. What do you say, boy?
Well, let's find out exactly what Johnny and Tommy Rich may have to say. Let's go to the ring.
Johnny, I've never seen any...
Nightmares, you can make one damn bet, Jack. You talking about it's over. Well, it's far from over. You take a good look, because we're going to wrestle you all over the country. And every night that Johnny and Tommy Rich's name on that card, Jack, you better be looking over your shoulder. Yeah, we fought you square and square. You lost every match that we signed, you lost. Every time y'all want to come down and do something. Well, the tides change. You just be looking over your shoulder from now on, Nightmares. Any town we're in, you can be watching for us.
Enjoy your moment while you can.
Hey, we don't have to look over our shoulder, baby. We've done our damage. We're the greatest.
Yeah, well, be watching for these men in the Night of the Champions. I'll guarantee you justice will be served. The Riches will seek vengeance.
Ladies and gentlemen, this special match, one fall, 15-minute time limit in the ring at 214 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee. Here is Jason Walker.
I can break your door down with one hand behind my back. I can crush your grizzly till his bones begin to crack. I eat a dozen of bones for my early morning snack. So imagine what I could do to you. I can tear a telephone directory in two. Bending iron bars is something else that I can do. I always pick my sister with the nearest village view. So imagine what I could do to you. To streamline many attributes.
The exotic Adrian Street, the Southeastern heavyweight champion from England, accompanied at ringside by Miss Linda. He is indeed a sight to behold. I'll tell you what, he is something else. Roy George, the referee. Going up against Jason Walker. Walker, a tough competitor.
Forest of Dean. Here is the exotic Adrian Street under the accompaniment of Miss Linda.
Okay, the exotic Adrian Street, Southeastern Heavyweight Champion.
Roy George.
Sorry about that, Mike Jackson. Didn't mean to run over you. There he's painted that belt pink, which has raised the ire of a lot of wrestlers. Jason Walker moving out against the exotic Adrian Street. One fall, 15 minutes. And so the exotic one having his outer garments removed. Tell you one thing, though. For all of the fancy wardrobe that he has, don't ever sell this man short. He is double dangerous. World middleweight amateur wrestling champion, as I've told you each week that he comes out here. For those of you who are not familiar with him, I want to assure you. Well, now, I don't know what he's doing. Well, he's throwing everybody a little kiss, I guess. All right. Jason Walker in the green trunks, and Walker watching his man carefully. And Street now skipping about the ring, if you will. And again, Street backs away. Some psychological warfare going on here. A bit of muscular dexterity, and Street very suddenly lashes out, catches Walker. And Walker almost charged in recklessly, but then thought, Walker firing back. Street catches him. Side headlock, and then a boot to the midsection, another one. A forearm, and so Walker, quick takedown by Street, lateral press. Walker powers out. Street backs away. Single leg pickup. You notice how quickly Street will go back to the basics. And now look at Walker. Reversing nicely, even though his leg is trapped. Gets a ride going. Now reverses that situation. Has him set for a nice move, but Walker puts himself to a disadvantaged position. Street tying up the leg. Now goes after the other arm. Tying up the arm rather than goes after the other arm. Overhooks the forearm, and now pounding into the chest, into that thoracic area. Arm breaker, and drives one to the midsection. So Street using a variety of attacks here. Reversal by Walker. Walker charges in. Street ducks to one side, and Walker in trouble. Walker rolling away from it. Caught that turnbuckle right at belt level. And there you see Miss Linda getting in a cheap shot, as she is prone to do, on Jason Walker. And again, Street punishing, and it is Miss Linda pulling the hair of Jason Walker. Walker trying to get away from it. Walker caught in the midsection, doubled over. Street driving a knee to the midsection, drives another one. 4 knees to the midsection, and then locks in with a hammer lock, and now continues to drive those knees into the side of the rib cage, onto a snapmare. And Street again, percussion blow to the midsection. Walker's had a lot of wind taken out of his sails. Street, wasting no time, continues to punish Walker. Walker powers out before the 3 count. Street, short chopping right hand, then drives the knee and again into the midsection. There's that arm breaker and then the elbow to the midsection. And Walker has been steadily deluged with a series of percussions and a knee into the midsection and very quickly lateral press. Got the 3 count, got the 3 count. And so the exotic Adrian Street is victorious. There you see Miss Linda holding up his hand. And it is exotic Adrian. Wait a minute, Jason Walker resenting that. Walker fires away. Street caught in the midsection. Walker, not caring that the match is over, suddenly fires away. He was insulted just one time too many. And Walker now taking a familiar... Walker now being beaten by the exotic Adrian. Wait a minute. Norvell Austin hits the ring. Norvell Austin hits the ring. And brother, is he pounding away on the exotic Adrian Street. Norvell Austin hitting the ring. And wait a minute. Miss Linda just tripped him up. Miss Linda just tripped him up. And it is... wait a minute. Who's that coming toward the ring? Who's that coming? Hold on. Hold on. That is some kind of big lady. That is Lady Maxine. Lady Maxine. And she's got her hands on Miss Linda. Lady Maxine coming into the ring. Boy, and she is 6'4", 185 pounds. And look at her. She catches Miss Linda. A roundhouse right. And there's the exotic. And wow, hey, I'll tell you what. Miss Linda trying to move up against wow. Lady Maxine firing away. And very quickly, the exotic Adrian Street grabbing her. Norvell Austin catches it. He got up here. 6er going here. And Miss Linda beating a hasty retreat. And so is the exotic Adrian Street. And so, Lady Maxine finally made her appearance. And brother, what an appearance she made. She has electrified the thousands jamming the Boutwell Auditorium. And take a look at that lady. You talk about a wild and crazy person. She is indeed the exotic Adrian Street. And Miss Linda have decided that discretion is the better part of valor. They have left the scene. And I'll tell you what, we have got something going there. Let me see if I can get them up here to the stage. Let me see if I can get them here to the stage. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we have just witnessed the appearance of, indeed, all 6 feet 4 inches of her Lady Maxine. Welcome to Continental Championship Wrestling.
Pleasure to be here, Gordon. I want everybody to know that that is not all Street and his girlfriend are going to get from me. I'm coming back, and I'm going to be stronger and stronger.
Wait on, Gordon. I know you got a tape to roll, and I want everybody to see it. We full of surprises around here, baby.
Well, I'll tell you what. Lady Maxine, of course, had sent Candy Devine here. And, of course, we're seeing exactly what's happening right now. And Candy Devine doing everything she can to hold her own. But when you've got somebody like Adrian Street behind you, it's dangerous.
Yes, sir. He will do anything outside the rules. You know, he'll go ahead and he want to fight ladies. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. He's from England, but I'm a red-blooded American, and I love my American women. We don't mistreat our women over here. Look at him, man. He is dogging Candy Devine. He is literally dogging that lady, and it hurts me to see that. But there's some dudes gonna be paid around here, and we gonna start right now. Me and Lady Maxine gonna take care of business from now on. Now you see that? He's power driver, and he's still not satisfied. He gave a belly splash right there. Oh man, I can't believe it.
That, of course, occurred. That incident that we are witnessing on television right now occurred in Dothan, Alabama, and that has put Candy Devine, obviously, completely out of action. Lady Maxine, all I can say is that I think I join the thousands here in wishing you the very best.
Thank you very much, Gordon. Hello, everybody. We gonna take care of some business.
All right, Norvell Austin and Lady Maxine, and we'll... Now, because Roy Lee Welch has got some torn tendons and cartilages, he's going to be out of action. He will not be able to defend his title within the next 30 days. Mr. Geigel has declared the title vacant, which means that during the Night of Champions, it will be you and the man that Roy Lee Welch last wrestled against, the man who put him out of action, Ken Timms.
Well, I'll tell you, I know what it's like to be out with an injury, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to win that belt for me and Roy Lee Welch.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a man that you can't fault at all. He's making his way to the ring at this time, so let's turn it over to our ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this very special event, a one fall, special 10-minute time limit. First of all, making his way into the ring at 221 pounds from Louisiana, here is Paul Brown. And ladies and gentlemen, making his way to ringside, he weighs in at a total weight of 215 pounds. He is from Morristown, Tennessee. He is a number 4 ranked junior heavyweight in the world. Here's Mr. White Lightning Tim Horner. One fall, 10-minute time limit.
Okay, Tim Horner in the blue trunks and going up against Paul Brown, one fall, 10-minute time limit. Tim Horner, also known as White Lightning, a very quick single-leg pickup. Horner, by the way, came out of Morristown East High School. He had 4 years of amateur wrestling there, also track and football. Good high hip toss by Horner. Horner has formerly held the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship plus the World Junior Heavyweight Championship, co-holder of the National Tag Team Championship with, of all people, Brad Armstrong. The nickname on Horner, White Lightning, and that is certainly the truth. He is a tremendous competitor. Good move by Horner. Look at that fireman carry takedown. Perfectly executed. So Mr. Brown is beginning to find out that Horner is not a man to be dealt with lightly. Side headlock. Takedown, and again Horner tried to turn it to his own advantage. Horner is a good chain wrestler. By a chain wrestler, I mean a man who is able to move from move to move to move. All right, head scissors and a quick float over. Hook into a crotch ride, now brings that up. Good ride on the body. Brown makes it to the ring ropes, and that forces the break. Great crowd here at Boutwell Auditorium, deep in the heart of Dixie in Birmingham, Alabama. Nick Dugas, the referee. Horner keeping the side headlock. Has Mr. Brown well under control at this point in time. Brown gets a head scissors. Let's see if Horner's... Yeah, beautiful move by Horner. Reverse the weight. Good forward thrust, and he was out and away. Horner will lull you into a sense of false security at times. Nice to see Tim back in action once again. And whenever we have a chance, we can flash up those numbers where you can get a hold of C. Ronald West if you are an athletic director at a high school or a president of a civic club and would like to have wrestling in your area. We invite you to call and check with C. Ronald West about getting Continental Championship Wrestling into your area. The NWA President Bob Geigel said that 1986 wrestling will be brought to every town and hamlet in the United States if possible and if there are proper facilities. All right, they square off, collar and elbow once again. And it's Brown getting the side headlock. Horner fires him off. Beautiful drop toe hold and a float up by Horner. In inverted press by Horner. Well executed. Horner is a man who does not waste any motion or any time in the ring. He's not an overly cautious competitor, but he is a very smooth competitor. Underhooking those arms, brings him over once again, had the weight of his thigh across the chest, but Brown was able to slip away. Once again, collar and elbow Horner, this time getting the side headlock. Later on, we'll be seeing the exotic Adrian Street in action. And don't forget, we have the Continental TV Championship and Trophy coming up. Brad Armstrong against Robert Fuller. Paul Brown trying to get some extra leverage that time. Good Irish whip has Horner possibly in trouble. Brown using the elbow to the top of the head. Brown brings Horner up. Full body slam. It's Brown closing in on his man once again. Another Irish whip. Horner off the ropes. Horner ducked away from it. Cross body block perfectly executed. No, sir. Brown slipped away before the count. Another Irish whip off the ropes. Beautiful drop kick. And again, Brown able to power away. Brown fires to the midsection. A clubbing blow over the ear. Another one right between the shoulder blades. So Brown closing in on Horner. Brown is proving that he can take punishment and give it out just as well. Nice move. And Horner powers out. Came away from a possible hangman. And Brown catches him that time using the forearm very effectively. Horner's got some problems. And Horner's got everything to lose here. Number 4 rated. Outside cradle. Not quite enough for a pinfall. Brown punishing his man. Horner taking a chop into the throat. Horner catches him in the midsection. Brown retaliates. Brown has him. Good move by a Horner. In behind his man, rolling reverse. He's got a saddle ride. Down of 2. Brown catches a clubbing right hand on the part of Tim Horner. Reversal on the Irish whip. A saddle roll. And he's got his man in a ride now. And a forward somersault hooks him nicely. Beautifully executed. Beautifully executed by Tim Horner. A fine, fine move on the part of Tim Horner. Here's our ring announcer.
The official time of 6 minutes and 27 seconds. The ball and the match go to the 4th ranked United States Junior Champion. Here is Tim Horner, the winner.
Well, we can take another look at that in slow motion, if you will. Tim Horner, and as I said before, a fine chain wrestler. Notice the way he sets this man up. Then suddenly gets that forward roll. As he does, he comes up in an inverted saddle ride and catches a perfect... Well, as we do each week here on Continental Championship Wrestling, we bring you the stars of the NWA. I've asked the Bullet to join me here at the desk because he's got a couple of things on his mind that I think everybody should pay heed to.
Well, I got one thing on my mind, and that is the flame is gone from the Continental area. That's the best thing I got on my mind.
Amen.
Now I ain't gonna get burned no more. Roberto's so happy about his brother got burned by the flame. The flame is gone, and I'm gonna tell you this. There's another masked man that slipped right in here, and I think you got a film about him. A man that said he was gonna be my friend, right?
Yep.
A man said he's gonna help me keep this mask on. Well, he took the mask off himself, and he's going to pay the price. Now, you got a film here that shows just how he did it, and I want to tell you all about it, Gordon.
All right, let's take a look at Mr. Olympia. Another turncoat, another Judas or Benedict Arnold, if you will.
You can see what's happening right here. Tennessee Stud got all wound up in things, and we commenced to crawling and
fighting around like two burr-head dogs. And you can see I ended up on top right here, and I'm stroking his noggin like it ought to be stroked. That Tennessee stud has been in my hair so long, I ain't going to take no more of it. Now, you're going to see Mr. Olympia come in here. I thought he was there to help me. Look at it, headbutt me in the back of the head, and I go out. But one thing they didn't count on, Gordon, this mask I got's got a steel-reinforced strap, goes right under my chin. When he knocked me out, I run 2 fingers right here, brother, and I grabbed a hold of that mask. And that's why he ain't getting it off in such a hurry like he thought it was. Now, in the breakdown was Brad Armstrong. You can see him coming down. He knew what was about to happen. He was trying to get in to help me, and here's old rhinoceros-butted Flame here kicking him off. Here's Olympia having a bad time with this mask, see? Because I got them fingers hooked right in that strap real hard, brother, and it's going to take a lot to get it off me. I couldn't do much but pull. But right here you see my other, Bob Armstrong's other son, rather, comes in. Tennessee stud grabs him, and all heck is breaking loose. It didn't look too good for the bullet right here. I'll be honest with you, it didn't look too good. But you're going to see as soon as Olympia takes this mask off, Mr. Brad Armstrong is Johnny on the spot. And they never saw this face, brother. They never saw this face one time. I've looked at this film 100 times. I know you have too. Now, you don't see no face, do you?
No, sir.
All right, that's enough of that film. Let's get out of that film. Can we get out?
All right, I'll tell you what. From there, we have another interesting situation.
Going right here, we saw the Flame burn his last fire out. He just fired out right here, and brother, this cost him.
Here we go. It's Christmas night, and the Flame is up to no good.
All right, you can see I couldn't stand it no longer. I spit right in that stud's face, and here they all come. There's Mr. Olympia. He just got his back burned up with canvas. I was stroking them all, and here comes the Tennessee stud. He's going to sneak up behind me right here. That's what he does best, sneak up behind you, and he crossed my running lights right here. And in a minute, you're going to see the Flame come in. They thought this was going to be the coup de grace. They were going to finish the bullet right here. They had it all going their way, and you're going to see the stud hold me from behind. You're going to see him light up that torch like he's done so many times. And watch what happened now. I'm going to duck under that torch. I kept on running, hit them ropes, and hit him with a flying body block. 1, 2, 3. The Flame has caught a greyhound, and he is gone.
Amen to that. The Flame is indeed gone. May I just point out, of course, that, well, a great night of champions upcoming, and I know you're going to be very active.
One thing about this Night of Champions coming up, it's the 8th annual Night of Champions. And I've got a $20,000 bounty match with Turncoat Mr. Olympia. They should have made it a $20,000 booty match, because I'm going to kick his booty $20,000 worth and may give him back some change.
Fair enough. There you have it. The Bullet. And he has certainly made his presence felt here on Continental Championship Wrestling. We'll be right back.
In Florence, Alabama on the 14th, and in Talladega, Alabama at the Brecon Recreation Center on the 15th. This coming Monday night in Birmingham at Boutwell Auditorium. Another great night of champions, and it will be the Alabama title on the line. Boomer Lynch against Roberto Soto.
Roberto Soto, it's loco en la cabeza. You know what that means, Gordon? That means he's crazy to put that belt up against Boomer H. Lynch. I'm going to take the Alabama title and give it to myself, the representative of South Africa.
Indeed. Let's listen to these comments from the champion, Roberto Soto.
You know, Roberto, it's going to be like an Alabama Jubilee. We're talking Florence on the 14th of January. We're going to be going to Talladega on the 15th. And this coming Monday night, in the words of your own language, Panza Grande Boomer H. Lynch, which means fat belly hanging over your rhinoceros butt, Boomer, you got a shot at this Alabama title. But is he going to get it?
I don't think so. Boomer Lynch, you might try hard to get his belt away from Roberto Soto, but you ain't going to do it.
No, sir.
Have you ever heard of Jim Walter? No, Jim's not a wrestler. As a matter of fact, he'll help to keep you from wrestling with the problems of building a home on your property. You see, Jim Walter is a home builder and has been for over 30 years. Built over 250,000 homes, enough to make a pretty fair-sized city. But the point is, he can build for you and help you to save money. Over 20 models built to almost any stage, from the shell home, unfinished inside, to one that is 90% complete. Cut your costs by doing some of your own inside finishing. Financing? Only 10%, fixed annual percentage rate with no down payment to qualified property owners. Compared to most other financing, this low percentage rate alone will save thousands of dollars and cut years off your monthly mortgage payments. Call 1-800-4-WALTER or stop by a display park for complete information. Located at 2789 Highway 31 South, Pelham, also Tuscaloosa, Coleman, and...
Luscious Robert going up against Brad Armstrong. The Continental TV title and trophy at stake. One fall television time remaining. Nick Dukas, the referee. There you see the beautiful Continental Championship trophy. Robert Fuller now removing that splendiferous robe. A light mink collar. All on the line right here on Continental Championship Wrestling. And Fuller displaying that trophy very proudly right now. And there it goes on the table. The luscious one saying something to Mike Jackson, and now it is Brad Armstrong complaining about something. Referee Nick Dukas checking him out. And checking the one boot. However, he wears that other boot that is pretty well built. A beautiful wing over by Brad Armstrong. And the luscious one is unhappy. They lock up collar and elbow once again. The luscious one driving Brad Armstrong backward. Good block by Armstrong, and he counters with a nice right hand. Fuller rolls from the ring. Rather a lot of action on this hour of Continental Championship Wrestling. Right from the situation with Tommy and Johnny Rich to the appearance of Lady Maxine. And he misses, and it's Armstrong. Good atomic knee drop. Fuller over that top rope. Fuller reaching for those ring ropes once again. Remember now, this is one fall television time remaining. Fuller circling the ring to break the momentum of Brad Armstrong. Remember, time is on Fuller's side, not on Armstrong's. Armstrong has to carry the battle to him. They square off once again. He gets a good full arm drag and twist. Now goes into an arm bar. Wide stance. So Fuller is in a three-point position right now. Armstrong drives him down to the canvas. Drives a knee into the side of the rib cage and also the biceps and triceps. Full arm drag and twist again, keeping the pressure on. inside the ring. And it is Armstrong continuing to punish Fuller. So the Continental TV champion having his problems. Brad Armstrong, of course, kind of reminds me of one of the great former wrestlers, the Golden Greek from Sandusky, Ohio, George Canales. Say hi to all of the gang at Vulcan Materials. And it is Armstrong caught coming in. Armstrong was charging, and it was Fuller driving that knee into the side of the head, and now well-placed boots into the rib cage. Onto the hand of Brad Armstrong. Fuller now throwing caution to the winds. Catches him with a hard right hand. The snap mare that takes Brad Armstrong to the canvas in a rear chin lock. And the crowd picking up the chant for "Go, Brad, go." Fuller brings him up, full body slam on Brad Armstrong. Flat of the foot into the chest. Brad Armstrong exploding into the midsection of Robert Fuller. Armstrong catches him a beautiful drop kick. And Mr. Fuller out there amidst the feathers. And wait a minute, what do we have going here?
The referee, Nick Lucas, has just informed me television time is up. We're off the air. He is going to hold up the title to continue. The match will be continued next week. The belt is held up. The trophy is held up.
Well, we just heard the word from the referee and from the ring announcer, Mike Jackson. The trophy and the title has been held up. Time limit having expired here. And apparently a rematch has been ordered. The referee ordering a rematch. And there you see the bullet down there, Brad Armstrong, wanting to continue it right now, but to no avail.
Once again, let me explain. There is no winner. The referee, Nick Dukas, senior official for Continental Championship Wrestling, has informed me there is no winner in that match. Time limit ran out. TV is off. It will be held up and continued later.
We'll have that match next week, and we'll be right back. Continental Championship Wrestling returns to Birmingham at Boutwell Auditorium Monday night. Match time is 8 p.m. It's the 8th annual Night of Champions. In the Southeastern Tag Team Championship, Tommy and Johnny Rich against the Nightmares. In a $20,000 bounty match, the Bullet against Mr. Olympia. The Continental title, Brad Armstrong against Robert Fuller. The Alabama title, Roberto Soto against Boomer H. Lynch. The Southeastern title, Norvell Austin, seconded by Lady Maxine against the exotic Adrian Street, seconded by Miss Linda. And the U.S. Junior title as well. Well, the match will be continued.
Ah! You think you're better than us? You straight-faced piece of nothing, punk! To take my trophy! Your office can't take my trophy! Your referee can't take it! And ain't no also man enough to sign it, much less hold it!
Well, I'll tell you what, let's see what they've got to say in the ring. Let's go to Mike Jackson.
Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of championships up. One of them, the Continental Trophy. That's exactly right. The TV title represents the people of the Continental Wrestling area. Robert Fuller is up for grabs on one-on-one. Can you stand the
everybody go get her. Robert Fuller's all shook up, ain't he? I'm all shook up. But one thing about it, you ain't the TV champion this week, and you ain't gonna be next week. We're talking about Night of Champions. Folks gonna see a lot of champions. But if they look right up there, they see 3 champions. Gordon, rebuttal.
Yes.
So, Bob Armstrong, I might not have got the job done the first time, and I might not be $10,000 richer, but I got a chance for $20,000, and you better believe I'm going to kick your butt and get my $20,000. Hey, wait. Oh, wait. Should we go get him?
Well, watch for the Night of Champions. Don't forget, the Alabama title on the line as well. We'll be right back. Brother, we've got a real fierce picture going on in the ring, but our time is completely gone. Don't forget, the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship will be decided. Tim Horner going up against Ken Kim. And next week, here on Continental Championship Wrestling, we will have the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship match, Norvell Austin against the exotic Adrian Street, and a continuation of this match for the Continental Television Championship. Until next weekend, this will be Gordon Foley's